Do you know that feeling when you want to approach that cute hot girl or you want to say some sentence, but instead of saying it, you immediately freeze in place and you mumble, you stutter, or you don't even say the sentence altogether? That is the symptom of no confidence. And in today's video, in just 5 minutes, I'm going to show you how you can become the most confident person in every single room that you will ever enter. And by the way, if you don't know me, my name is Martin and I have been studying charisma and communication skills for 3 years straight, and I have helped people just like you to achieve charisma mastery. That's why I'm going to share with you 2 steps how to become more confident than 99% of people in this entire world. First of all, people think that confidence is a thing that you either have or you don't have, but in fact, it is a thing that can be built. It is a thing that can be obtained. That's why there are only 2 ways how to achieve confidence. The first one is the quantity that you do. If I put you into a situation where you have never been before, let's say we take your 14-year-old self, and this 14-year-old self has never been on the first date ever. If we just place him in the scenario of the first date, he's gonna stutter a lot, he's gonna mumble, and he's gonna be super awkward. Why? Because he has never been in that situation. That means that is the first thing. Quantity in the situations that you have never been in. Why do you think so many people are afraid of having honest and tough conversations? Because they never had them in their lives. That's why they are scared. Why do you think so many people are afraid of approaching girls or strangers just on the street? Because they have never done it. And that is the first thing. If you want to approach and if you want to be confident in any situation that you will ever enter, just do this one simple thing. Just go into that situation and just be there. Doesn't matter. Just if you approach 5 girls, you're gonna be a little bit more confident. You're not gonna fear rejection as much. If you approach 10, now your rejection stress has decreased twice. Now if you approach 100, imagine how much confidence would you have. So that is the first thing, the quantity. And the second thing is the quality. Now that we are in a situation, for example, like the first date I have previously said. Now you may have been on the first date for 100,000 of times, but you don't really know what to do. If you don't really have a plan for that first date, or you don't really know what to say, you will just mess up and you will not feel confident because you don't know what to do. Let's take a firefighter, for example. Imagine a firefighter, he is just going into a burning building, trying to save someone. But if he didn't have the training that he had, he will be just in that situation and he had no idea what to do. That means first is the quantity of going into that situation. And second of all is to analyze what you can say. Most people, not most, almost all of them do these 2 things completely backwards. They first overthink and think, what can I say, and how can I say it? And because they get analysis paralysis, they will just not do anything. That's why you first need to go into the situation. First, put yourself in. See where you have messed up. Take a step back and see, how can I improve this? That is the first step. Quantity, get into the situation, and after the situation is over, that is the quality. Take a step back and think, that was kind of a bad moment for me. I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I should have said that. Maybe that joke was a little bit too offensive. Maybe I can do something better. And if you think like that after you have been in that situation, you'll be 10 times more confident. Let's say an example. Let's say cold approaching girls on the street, okay? And I am a beginner. So I cold approach a girl, I cold approach 10 of them. And now after every single cold approach, I think to myself, why have I not gotten their number? Let's say I have just not gotten even a single number in those 10 approaches, which is really rare. But let's say you are not socially calibrated and you don't get any numbers in those 10 tries. Now, I will take a step back and I will think, was my opener good? Was my first impression actually valid or was it absolutely terrible? Would I want to speak to myself? I will repeat it once more for you. Would I want to speak to myself in that situation? And if the answer is no, then you know where to improve on. You need to first get into the situations that you have never been in, and second of all, you need to get the training and the quantity in those situations. And you're lucky because I got into every single social situation myself and I've learned everything that can happen in those situations. That's why if you want to become the most charismatic version of yourself, you can click the first link in the description. I have my program Charismatic Club right here where I will teach you how you can become the most charismatic version of yourself. And literally it's just $50 lifetime, because I'm just creating my courses right now and this offer will not last forever. So if you want to become the most charismatic and the most charming person in any room that you will ever enter, click the first link in the description. I will see you right there. And if you also want to know the biggest lies that still people believe about body language, then you should click this video right here. Live a happy life. Man!